Hello, I'm Mitra Sorrells in the PhocusWire studio at Phocuswright Europe, and I am joined by Alexandra Stegmann. She is Senior Director of Global Commercial Products for Visa. Welcome, Alexandra.
Thank you very much for having me.
Great to have you here. So let's start by talking about the challenge that Visa Commercial Pay is looking to tackle, and what is the inspiration behind creating that solution?
Absolutely. So Visa is looking to extend the power of virtual card payments through the travel ecosystem and put virtual card payment credentials in the hands of travelers, ultimately. We've heard the industry say that payments is difficult. There's a lot of payment methods that come in. It's difficult to reconcile to one traveler, and we look to address that and also improve the fact that many travelers are still paying with their own personal credentials. We'd like to see that be alleviated by virtual card payments.
Okay, so we heard from your presentation on stage the benefits of the Visa Commercial Pay platform. Can you talk about the businesses that organize their travel through the OTAs and the benefits for the intermediaries?
Absolutely. So Visa Commercial Pay is connected to several financial institutions globally. So essentially, depending on who your financial institution is, you can decide to bring your business to Visa through Visa Commercial Pay. We think that it is going to save you, we know that it's going to save you time in reconciliation, in processing, in chargeback, dispute resolution, and everyone benefits from that process being agilized.
So, as I'm sure you've seen around, our theme for this year's event is You, Me, and the Machine. We're looking at kind of the powerful advances in technology and what that can mean for all of us. Can you, keeping that in mind, can you talk us through some of the automated processes that you have with the Visa Commercial Pay platform and the innovations there?
Correct. So we have been very in tune with the latest trends in technology. What we've done is automated the data reconciliation. For example, we match data from one reservation to one virtual card count, and that allows for the reconciliation to become very expedient and automated matching of the transaction to the date to wherever it's from, etc. So I think it saves a lot of the back and forth of, am I checking to see that my payment went through, the wire transfer, etc. It can make it much more streamlined and reduce every type of manual intervention.
Okay, and so then that kind of leads to my next question, which, when you think about efficiencies and automation and all of that, of course, a topic that is top of mind for everyone in the ecosystem of travel is security and fraud and preventing that. Can you talk about how Visa helps travelers and businesses when it comes to some of those issues?
Absolutely. So virtual cards are very similar to corporate cards. They have the base controls that a corporate card would have, but you're allowed to apply additional controls, such as, I want this traveler to have a card in this amount for this date range for specific purpose of hotel or car or airline. So you can really apply controls in order to make sure that that card is not misused or used for other purposes. And fraudsters like easy things. So they tend to shy away from, once a card gets declined for one type of purchase, they're like, okay, next. So we're hoping to make sure that that process can mitigate the use of those cards for fraud. And additionally, we have the Visa security for chargebacks and all that control in place.
Okay. And of course, another challenge, I would assume, is hotel acceptance. How is Visa tackling this then to make the experience easier for travelers?
Absolutely. So Visa has an outreach program with several of our partners. We have different partners, as I discussed on stage. We have global distribution systems, property management systems, corporate reservation systems. We've also integrated with providers for API. So when you send the payment details and the reservations, they receive it through API. So they already have your card information, the virtual card information on site. And that usually has a success rate of 99.93%. It's very high once they incorporate it. Where we've seen lower acceptance is when the properties have not adopted that sort of technology. They're still using fax or, call in a card. Unfortunately, there's little to do that you can do as Visa or even an OTA when someone is receiving a card and writing it down or having it on a piece of paper, right? So we definitely encourage the modernization of technology to be absorbed into the travel ecosystem.
Yeah. I mean, I have to assume that that's advancing by leaps and bounds. With
Yes,
each
it
day,
is.
right?
It is. You'd be surprised how many hotel property chains come to us and say, we want to integrate the APIs or even the TMCs, right, the travel management companies. And we're like, great, let's help you do that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right. Well, wonderful. Well, Alexandra Stegmann from Visa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you.